Please raise your right hand to take an oath. Oath. Alright, in this video I'm going to tell you about why cryptocurrency isn't as popular as it once was and my journey through it since late 2017. So I guess I'll give you a warning, this video is not investing advice, even though it might sound like it, but I'm just telling you why I plan to sell off my cryptocurrency in 2020. Alright, so I started with cryptocurrency in late 2017 when Bitcoin was on the rise and right around when Bitcoin reached its peak. So I thought, I looked at, I guess I saw some news or something on Reddit or something like that. And then I downloaded Coinbase, and like most other people did during that time, and bought some cryptocurrency thinking I would make like a quick buck or something like that, or it would just like multiply, and it didn't. So this was back when I was a fool at the time. Not saying that I'm not a fool now, it's just I was a fool at the time and when I bought Litecoin. So the reason why I bought Litecoin maybe at that time instead of Bitcoin, because I was kind of like a hipster and there was like only 4 coins at the time available on Coinbase. There's like Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin, and I don't remember the other one. But anyways, Litecoin was like the cheapest, so I thought, oh, like the price could rise the most since it's the cheapest. So after I bought some, Litecoin fell like by a good amount of percentages. Like I think this was like right after the initial fall, and it just kept falling. That was like my first mistake, to buy it there. So this tale might sound like a series of unfortunate events, and that's probably similar to most people who bought cryptocurrency during this time. So Litecoin or Bitcoin would never return to the peaks that they once were. I'm not saying that they won't in the future. I mean, it's very possible, but it might be like years, decades, who knows. So after buying my initial Litecoins, I wasn't finished with cryptocurrency. Like I knew I was down a bunch, but I wanted to get into a more, I guess, safer way of investing in cryptocurrency. So I thought, hey, if I just buy the stuff to mine them, then I might be able to, I guess, recuperate some of the costs if the coin falls, and then I can just sell the hardware. So I thought, hey, this will be a cheaper way to do or maybe a better, safer way to do things. And I was wrong again. So what I did was I bought a bunch of, well, I guess I started with a GPU or 2 GPUs, a decent CPU at the time, the 1700 from AMD, and then I bought like 2 4-terabyte hard drives. So I bought all of this at one time, hoping to do like some mining for some cryptocurrency. So I guess the one mistake was that in buying these was I didn't realize how much the price would go down after you buy the initial graphics card or the initial hardware, and it did go down by quite a bit, because I sold my graphics card and everything at the end for like less than half, probably like maybe even a quarter for some of them. So I bought the CPU as well, so I can mine with the CPU, and it'll be like fast, so I can plot some of the hard drives as well. But I'm actually using the CPU now, the Ryzen 1700. It's pretty good. I feel like I want to upgrade eventually though, because it's getting a little bit old there, but I mean it's fine. So I also bought the hard drives, because this was not many people probably did this, but I bought the hard drives so I could mine Burst Coin, which is like a hard drive mineable coin. It never really, at least I don't think it took off, and it didn't take off during the time I mined it, which is kind of expected. That's most of the coins I mined never took off. Actually, none of them did, unfortunately. But that's just how it goes. But anyways, I gave up on that hard drive mineable coin because it just wasn't worth the effort. It was didn't really give me anything at all. So I gave up on the hard drive stuff. So that quickly went to a waste, like after like a couple months, 2 or 3 or something really low number of time. I did use the CPU to mine, though it probably did not do nearly as much as the GPUs did, but I mean, I'm still using it today, so I'd say it's worth it. So in the end, I had about 7 to 8 GPUs for mining. So I had one AMD Vega 64, so that was the best one I had at the time, or the best one for mining, that is. And it was very good for mining, and I actually still use it today in my main computer, like right next to me. So I also had a Vega 56, so overclocked that and modded it to be just like the Vega 64, also very good. I had two NVIDIA 1070 Ti's, so they were decent at the time for some coins, but maybe not for some other coins. I also got three AMD 580s. These were okay. They were just cheaper than the other ones, but they were decent. That's all I can really say. I overclocked and I guess BIOS modded them, but I guess that's where I made another mistake in trying to BIOS mod these, because it actually broke one of them, and I tried to repair it and I could not. So I made a mistake there. So I still have that broken RX 580 here, because I mean I can't really sell it. I guess I could throw it away, but I don't know. I thought I would just keep it as memorabilia of my mistakes. I also got two RX 560s, and these were very, very bad compared to everything else. And I got them like for $200 each too, which was ridiculous. I can't believe I spent that much money on some graphics cards this badly, and I only used them for like 2 months because I broke them again, as you can probably guess, because I tried to BIOS mod them and I could not fix them because they were just, no one really was BIOS modding these 560s, so it's kind of like there's not much information on how to fix a broken BIOS mod for them. And oh well. So I also had to get two motherboards to house all these graphics cards. So I had to get one, I guess, normal motherboard, which makes sense. And then I needed eventually, after that, I had to expand because I bought a bunch of more graphics cards like a couple months later on. I don't know why. I guess I had money and thought, oh, I gotta spend it on something. But it would probably be, never mind, I'll get to that later. But anyways, so I bought a motherboard that came with a CPU. It's so cool. It's called the Octominer. So it came with the CPU, and all I had to do was like get a hard drive for it and basically attach the power supply and the graphics card. So it was really easy, and it could house 8 graphics cards. It was amazing. Anyways, it was amazing for what it did. So I mined for about 8 months or so. So half the time was with free electric. The other half was not free electric because I was living with my mom and I paid for the electric there. The other times I had apartments. For the first apartment was free electric. I like subleased it, or at least I thought it was free electric. I mean, I don't think I ever got a bill for electricity. I think the apartment paid for it. So, and the other apartment was free as well. I just put all my GPUs in a room, like because they were. So another reason why I probably regret mining with graphics cards was because the heat these things produced was incredible. I didn't even know that this, like, something this small, like the size of like a headset, could produce so much heat over the course of a day. And I think it's mainly because I didn't have very good ventilation and stuff like that. Also, I guess another reason they produced so much heat is because they ran at full blast every single day, like 100% of their I mean, I maxed out their I guess the fan speed and everything, so they were as cool as possible. They worked as fast as possible, so they could produce the most money as possible. I wanted to be as efficient as I could with them, but I sacrificed a bunch of stuff to make that efficiency. Like I probably didn't get much sleep that summer because it was so hot and it was so loud. I slept with my door open. I lived with like three roommates. They were all girls at the time because I was subleasing an apartment. So they probably heard the fans as well, and they never said anything about it. I felt bad. I didn't know them either. So I had to get a huge box fan to, like, the size of my body to put in my doorway to cool these things off. I don't even know if I was putting the fan the right way. But anyways. So after that first apartment, I put all the graphics cards in their own room. They're like a child because they make a lot of noise like children, and they produce a lot of heat like children when they run around. Like maybe not that. Maybe that second one doesn't really. Not a good analogy, but yeah. So the second apartment, I was there for like 2 to 3 months, and that was my final times of mining. So it was, I mined in total for about 8 months or so. Started in January, or at least maybe January, February, and ended in like October, I'd say. Yeah, October was when I eventually moved to Virginia, where I am now. And the reason I stopped mining in Virginia is because I got roommates, and the roommates did not want the electricity to go up or the heat, which would make sense, even though they thought it would be cool if it could warm the house, which it definitely could. But I mean, they didn't all want that, so I was a good roommate, sold them off. So I didn't touch cryptocurrency at all in 2019. I looked at it sometimes, but I never really cared too much because I thought, oh yeah, it's a lost cause. I spent like much of the beginning of 2019 and just trying to sell off the graphics cards. I wanted to do it as early as possible. Like it felt sketchy kind of selling some of them off because they asked if I used them for mining, and I mean I mined a little bit with them, but it's not nearly as much as a lot of people did. So what did I mine? I mined a bunch of really less known like cryptocurrencies, and the reason I did that is because like each day I would try to find the best thing to mine at the time, and it was always a really bad coin, but it would give the most money at the time because that coin would probably be like increasing so much. If I were to do it again, I would probably just mine one coin and just kind of stick with it, not mine 50 different coins every single day because it's a headache to keep track of now. So now I'm trying to, or I guess I want to sell off the ones that are at least worth a little bit. Like some don't even trade anymore, which is kind of annoying because I mined at least a day or two on some of the coins and they don't trade anymore. So, well, there goes a day or two of mining, which probably wouldn't be that much, probably like less than $10, but oh well. But anyways, I want to sell off the rest of my cryptocurrencies so I can forget about them because it's just not worth it. Even they weren't worth the effort to mine because they were too hot and too loud. I would easily pay like how much I earned for that just to not have that loud and heat noise, but it was a lost cause fallacy, I think. And that if I just got rid of them, I would not make any money, but I would have to, yeah, I wouldn't make any money if I just got rid of them quickly. But, and I had free electric, so I thought I had to do it. But yeah, it just wasn't worth it. It's not worth the effort right now to, I guess, keep them, because I have to keep reminding myself, oh, I still have this cryptocurrency, like I should probably sell it off, or I have to look at the coin prices for these, see if I can sell it off. It's just not worth the headache. At least I don't have enough of them to keep track of them to see how much money I have in the coin. So what would I have done with the money if I did not sell off, or if I did not buy cryptocurrency, if I didn't buy the graphics cards, didn't buy the hardware, didn't buy the Litecoins and Ethereums? So I probably would have invested into a safer investments. So what would be safer than that? It maybe like stocks would definitely be safer. They don't fluctuate as much. Index funds, definitely Roth IRAs or 401ks, or maybe even a high yield savings account. They're all definitely safer. Or just keeping your money in a checking account. I guess that's, although you'll lose money if you do that because interest over time. But so I guess I was working as a teacher at the time when I bought all the cryptocurrency and hardware, and I guess teachers don't make that much money, so I spent almost all my money putting it towards these cryptocurrencies and the hardware, and that didn't really leave much for investments because of that. Because I, like, each paycheck I thought, ooh, I gotta buy another graphics card, I need to buy another Litecoin, and yeah, it didn't leave much left over, and I guess it was a good learning experience on how to manage my money. Alright, so in this video off, I want to talk about what I learned from all this cryptocurrency stuff, because no one really cares about cryptocurrency anymore, even though it's like trending sometimes. But one of the things I would say that I've learned is that I wouldn't really pay attention to the fear of missing out anymore, the FOMO, that's what they call it, because I don't really care if I'm missing out. I want to make educated decisions based on if it's worth it, not if I'm missing out on something. If everyone is doing it, that doesn't mean I want to jump onto it. And then another thing I've learned is to think about my decisions before I act on something. Like, it was the heat of the moment. It was Christmas time, I remember. And I told my family, hey, I'm buying this investment. And they said, oh, what is that? And I guess they said it was probably a bad idea because they don't know what it'll do. But they never really said it was bad, and so they never really told me don't do it. They said, oh, they didn't really know enough about it, honestly. So I probably would want to spend more time before I invest in things, just trying to understand it, trying to understand every piece of everything related to the investment before I invest in something, or even before I buy something. Like, I mean, I bought a chair recently, and I had to research it a lot because I didn't want to make a failed investment again. Or even though a chair is an investment, it's just kind of, don't make any money off of it, but you know what I mean. Alright, that is the end of this video. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure you subscribe or like the video. Peace.